either savvy speakers or top-notch. We have to present it to our membership. So we are in that process right now. And Donna and I also belong to Toastmasters. What I like about it is mentoring younger people. And I've been fortunate in my home club now that we're getting quite a few young people that are joining. I guess it's a result of virtual meetings, Zoom. So I hope that continues. And I'm glad to be here because Lola, I have so much to learn. I tried, it just doesn't go in here when it comes to pathways. So I turn it over to you and appreciate and value your presence. Sylvia is from Echoers of the Bird, used to be Echoers of the Bird. Hi, Sylvia.
Hello, Sylvia. Welcome to our meeting.
Oh my goodness gracious. Hold on, because I'm having trouble getting there. Okay, hi everyone. I'm Sylvia. I'll give you a sneak peek at me so you can see that I'm a real person and not a computer Bob. Where am I? Oh, start sharing. Yay!
Yay.
I am from Echoers of the Word. There's another one, Diane, there's another one. Lorena came up with innovative speakers.
Okay.
As another one to throw in the hat. So what are the questions? I'm sorry, I'm late, so excuse me for my rattled brain.
Just introduce yourself to everyone.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my name is Sylvia Guerrero. I belong to the Toastmasters Club, who's changing their name. And I've been a member of that club since October 2014. And through the years, I keep coming back because I really like the people that are in my club. Diane's in the club and Donna's in the club. And I really like it. I've gotten to know the ladies through the years and it feels very home-like. And that's the reason that I keep coming back. As you can tell, I'm not practicing my mindful speaking because I'm adding a lot of words that are filling the air. However, it has helped me be mindful of that, and that is why I keep coming back. Nice meeting everyone.
Thank you, Sylvia. Nice to meet you too. Thank you that you can join us. Now, next we have Acro. Acro, please introduce yourself.
Hey everyone, my name is Acro. Been a very close friend with Han for almost a couple decades now. I mean, we knew each other in high school, but we really got much closer afterwards. I am not in Toastmasters myself, but you know, just being Han's friend and hanging out with him over the past years, I know it's something that he talks about a lot into helping him and being part of this community. And so he's invited me in the past to attend them. Usually they were on Thursdays and I'm always working weekdays, but this Zoom meeting does allow us to kind of come in and meet easier. So, you know, I think what's going on here is great. I think that there's a great sense of community. And again, I just think I can speak for just being friends with Han over the years. This has been an immense contribution to just kind of how he carries himself in public and his own kind of public speaking. So cool to meet everybody. Glad to finally get a chance to join Han and provide support. So hello to everyone.
Hello.
All right, thank you, Akko. Appreciate that. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to our Toastmaster for the evening. It's gonna be Dolores. So please welcome our Toastmaster, Dolores.
Thank you, Hanley. Tonight's meeting is a little different than what we normally do for our guests. We have a guest speaker who's fabulous, and I think we're all going to benefit so much from her. But to begin with, we're just going to have one functionary today, and that's Donna O'Connell, who will be our timekeeper. Donna, can you explain your function as timekeeper?
Not really, because I don't know the time.
Well, let me tell you what it is. It's 15 to 20 minutes.
And
15,
the
20 minutes.
speech will be 13, 14, 15 with 5 minutes for questions. And that's the whole complete package.
That's it.
Okay, so you get the green at 13, the yellow at 14, and the red at 15.
Yes, Donna, thank you.
Then we will have 5 minutes for questions.
Yes.
Okay.
And because this is a special meeting, we will not be having table topics. Normally, for the benefit of our guests, we do have table topics. But we have one speaker this evening, and I'm going to introduce her. Her name is Lola Love. She's our guest speaker. Lola is a distinguished Toastmaster, proficient visual communicator, a Pathways mentor, and is working on her second path, Effective Coaching Level 3. At the club level, Lola is an active member of 2 clubs, Rough Riders, that's WRITERS, Toastmasters, and District 1 Trailblazers. At D1 Trailblazers, Lola is the club president. She served 2 terms as the Vice President of Education, 1 term as Vice President of Membership, Secretary, and Sergeant at Arms. At the district level, Lola has served as a District B Area Director, 2 times as the Club Growth Renewal and Retention Chair, a District 1 Pathways Ambassador, and was the Division B Director for this past 2019 and 20 Toastmasters year. Lola loves being of service, and she is delighted to be of service as the guest speaker for Harbor Lights Toastmasters Club meeting tonight. Please welcome distinguished Toastmaster, Lola Love.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Don't be in such a rush to figure everything out. Embrace the unknown and let life surprise you. Has anyone ever shared that thought, that quote or perspective with you? If not, then I'm delighted to share this and my awesome perspective of living life free of constraints. Yes, I said free from perceived expectations, yours or anyone else's. This is your life, and you get to choose how you live it. Surprise? Good evening, my fellow Toastmasters and most welcome guests. You have joined this Toastmasters meeting for an evening of uncertainty. There is certainty of how Toastmasters meetings runs. You have the prepared speakers, which I am one of tonight. You have table topics, which is extemporaneous speaking, where a table topics master will ask a question, then call on you, and you have to give an answer in 1 to 2 minutes that has an opening, a body, and a closing. That's really, really challenging speaking opportunities that you only get in Toastmasters. And then finally, you have the mother load. Evaluations, the feedback portion of the meeting where we learn from our experiences by doing. That's how we grow. My topic this evening is about stepping out of your comfort zone and being uncomfortable. Who likes to be uncomfortable? I truly believe no one does, right? Hanley, thank you for shaking your head. However, to grow, advance, mature, widen your horizons, one must step out of our comfort zones. When we do that, we feel anxious, maybe stressed. Most definitely, we're not quite sure of what will happen next. And that's okay. That's actually called living. Toastmasters International stepped up their game by introducing and mandating a new educational system in 2018. All Toastmasters must be using the Pathways educational program by June 30th, 2020. We just did that. What? You're asking, what? Why would they do that when they had an educational system that was working since 1924? Did you hear me? That's like 92 years of the same program. Let me tell you about that program. That program had a competent communicator manual that had 10 projects in it. And you went through each project. And when you finished that first book, you were a competent communicator. You got a CC. And when I joined Toastmasters back in 2013, that's all I wanted to do. I wanted to get my CC because I was writing a book, and that book was called Sweet Tips from Lola's Lips, 52 Ways to Raise Your Vibration and Live the Life that you choose. And when I finished writing that book, I wanted to talk about my book to everyone, everywhere. But I didn't have the skills. I didn't know the techniques or the tips to be able to express a complete thought. That's why I joined Toastmasters. And when I finished those 10 speeches, one was the icebreaker, where you get up and talk about yourself. I wrote a book about myself, and I had to do it in 4 to 6 minutes. And my feedback from every evaluator was, Lola, write less and slow down, because I wanted to share everything that I had. And then we moved on to organize your thoughts, which was real important for me. Those 10 speeches were very important for me, because by the time I got to the 10th speech, which was inspire your audience, that's when I was going to tell everybody to go out and buy my book. I was ready to quit, but it was the community, the Toastmasters community. I told you I drove 24 miles round trip just for this particular club, and all of the experiences and the techniques and just the confidence that I was building. I then went to the next level, which was advanced bronze communicator. And then I went to the next one, which was the advanced silver communicator. I went all the way to the DTM, and I said, that's it. I'm not going through these manuals again. And guess what happened? I got a gift from the universe, and my universe was Toastmasters International. They then presented their new educational program, Pathways. Now, I want everyone to think about, what is it about Pathways that you're really not comfortable with? Let me ask Diane Wachi, because Diane said, Lola, I can't get the Pathways. Diane, will you share what it is about Pathways that you can't get?
Thank you, Lola. I do read the projects and I get a good start, but when I go back to do the assessment after the speech and try to get a completion, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. One of the problems I saw is I belong to 2 clubs with the name Carson. And I have 2 paths. In my home club, it's leadership development. And I've done levels 1 and 2. In Carson Communicators, I chose the path presentation mastery. But when I go in to do my completion, and I've done levels 1 and 2, it's not there. I don't know where I put it.
Okay, so you're talking about a technical issue.
I did contact TI for help. They tried to get me to put my selected paths into the correct club. Somehow it failed. Then the second person I spoke to said, it's okay, because when you go to enter it into your club, educational completion or award, then you select the club it would belong to, your path would belong to. So I think I get lost when I'm doing the first, what is it, when you launch to go into the path and set yourself up for the project.
Yes, yes. Diane, you're doing an awful lot. I've completed one path and I belong to two. I mean, I've completed actually three paths. Completed visionary communication and the Pathways Mentor Program, and I'm working on effective coaching. I belong to two clubs. I complete one path through both of the clubs because you have more opportunity to speak. And when it's all over, like, who is it? It's Joyce, who is our VP of Education. She says, Lola, what are you giving D1 Trailblazers? Rough Riders, what credit are you giving them, a level 1 or a level 2? Therefore, you're doing two different paths at the same time. Work a path, one path at a time, to actually embrace level 1, which is all about getting comfortable giving speeches, and then go to level 2. And when you complete level 2, which is about leadership and communication styles, when you get to level 3, that's when you start getting into the meat and potatoes of whatever path that is. But don't be doing two paths simultaneously. I mean, first of all, if you want to live life that exciting, by all means, but I would think that you will feel so much more secure to go through one path, going on one level at a time. Okay. I'm on effective coaching and I'm still just, how do you say, I'm like in a mud bath or I'm in a pool and I'm just absorbing all of this new information and developing how to give these elective speeches when I speak. I'm on level 4 in effective coaching, and what I'm doing right now is one of the electives, which is question and answer. When I complete effective coaching, I get to decide if I want to give it to D1 Trailblazers or when I complete the levels. Because remember, if you're doing the DCP codes, and for our guests, that's Distinguished Club Program. And that's how we monitor how effective a club is by the educational goals that each member pursues and completes. So when I finish level 1, every club has to have 4 level 1s for one term and then 4 again, so that's 8. So they need level 1s from everybody just about. You get to choose who you give your levels to, not the whole path, okay? So try to go back, and Diane, you can give me a call if you want. You know my number. Call me and I can work with you on that technical part, because believe me, before Toastmasters, I didn't know how to do Zoom. Now I can do Zoom with the best of people. As a matter of fact, I'm actually going to be doing a community program via Zoom, and I'm having a slideshow. Okay. I'm learning all of this from Toastmasters and Pathways. They have electives where you can create a blog. You're doing presentation mastery. That's going to be my next path, because to be quite honest, I didn't know what those paths meant. They have beautiful names, visionary communications. I thought that was communicating with pictures. Was I ever surprised? But when I finished that path, I know how to write it. I learned how to write a communication plan. I learned how to make my communication for my target audience. And then you also include the secondary audience. And I learned a brand new name, tertiary audience. What is a tertiary audience? That's where it's an audience you didn't even plan to attract, but by chance, they happened to hear. Like when we used to have our conferences and we would be at a hotel and you had the service who was serving, and if they picked up your speech or your presentation, they could have said, oh, Toastmasters, that sounds interesting. Maybe I need to check it out. That's a tertiary audience. So we're learning so much more with Pathways. And let's talk about why Toastmasters decided to create this brand new educational system after 92 years. It's because Pathways modernize their educational program. Pathways decided that everything is online. Why would we not go online? Not only will we bring the members that we already have, but we'll also get new ones and attract new ones. And I believe, Hanley, you were saying that we've gotten a lot of guests lately because it's online, or was it Diane? Someone said, because it's online, I can now attend meetings. Yes, because it's online, you can go look at your past, you can open it up, read everything that they're telling you about the path. When they introduce you to it, they have videos that explain it and give you examples, and that was not available in the manuals. But I have a surprise for people who love the manuals. You can get pathways in the manuals too. For those who like to have paper, okay, I love paper. And let me tell you what I do. When I finish going through my project online, I hit print and print the whole project out. And now I've got my own manual that I can continue to just look at, watch the videos, read it online. When I first did my first level, and at the end, I didn't know how to move it on either, but it was James Paget who says, Lola, you missed something. Go back. And it was the assessment at the end. You have an assessment in the beginning of your project that asks you specific questions about the level or the topic that you're studying, how you feel. Do you feel that you're competent, or do you need more practice? And once you complete it by giving your speech, you go back and do the after assessment, and that moves you on to the next level. Toastmasters Pathways program has 11. They added, first it was 10 when it came out, and then they added engaging humor, which I need to learn how to do. I say, embrace the unknown and act in spite of fear. Toastmasters, your club, and there are people all throughout Toastmasters who are lying in wait to help somebody get accustomed, get acquainted, get familiar, and to become proficient at using the Pathways program, whether it is online or in the manuals. You have that choice. And that's what Toastmasters International did with the Pathways program. They created a program that you get to work however you want to work it. You move at your own pace. Nobody's pushing you to hurry up and finish a level. You do that on your own. My life's passion and motto is, when you feel good, you look good. And when you look good, you do good. And when you do good, everything you want flows to you with ease and grace. In conclusion, what I'm saying is, go out, attack the uncertainty with such vigor and such excitement and such daringness that you just love everything. So if you don't like where you are right now, meaning that you're confused, you're anxious, you're a little scared, move, reach out, move, make that phone call, move, and make sure that you reach out to somebody that can help you become all that you desire. Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Lola.
Oh, you're welcome. This is the question and answer for 5 minutes where you get to ask questions about Toastmasters, Pathways, anything that has to do with my speech that I would be welcome and happy to answer.
Lola, I have a question because this is where I get stuck. And you mentioned it yourself. I want to print it. I'm agreeing with you. I want paper. But when I go to print it, it doesn't print right. You know, I don't have everything on the page that I want. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but it doesn't print like one step and then the second step. You know, it just.
At the end of when you finish completing, before you go on to the next project where it says evaluation resources, but before that it says print your project. And if you hit print your project, it will print everything that you just read, everything that was on the computer, it will print the whole project.
So that's at what part?
That's when you complete the project, when you have read everything that they've taught you, and they say, now you're ready to reach out to the VP of Education to plan when you're going to speak. It says, evaluation resources, print your project.
Okay.
You can hit print the project, and everything that you just read on screen will be printed out for you. Don't try to print page by page. Just
That's
print
what I
the
was
whole.
trying to do, and it wasn't.
No, at the very end, before you get, if you go to assessment after, just go back to the next screen, because it will say print your project.
Okay.
Okay?
I've got to do that because I got to have paper in front of me to kind of check things off.
I love paper. I feel my son who says to me, Ma, you don't need paper. This is just a waste. I said, I can't help it. We do. I've launched into the whole computer thing because believe me, yeah, it was very, very, it was amazingly, I got very anxious. I got very like, oh my God, will I get it right? It doesn't matter if you get it wrong, because the more times you get it wrong, just like Dolores explained to me, she kept printing out page by page, which was her attempt to do it, where I can say, go to the end and print the project.
I'm going to do that because I'm frustrated without seeing it.
I know you can go back and underline it and
Yeah.
everything. Yes.
Very good.
And also, you will not be able to move to the next screen because whatever you read online, they get little quizzes and you've got to pass the little quiz to go on.
Yeah.
So they really want you to comprehend it and understand it.
I have a question.
Yes, Sylvia.
Yes. Now, I had been waiting until the last moment to get really thrown into the pathways. I was avoiding it. I have no choice now. I have to do it. Therefore, I want to know, is there any cheat sheets that you can provide to show us how to initiate the whole process?
Well, Sylvia, you asked me for my email. I'm going to put it in it, and I want you to put yours in mine because the vice president of my club is the District 1 Pathways Ambassador, and they have a program to help new people get on board, okay? And I'm going to make sure that I'm there so I can learn how to do that too, to help you get on board, to help you get a path, to help you get started, okay? So I'm going to put my email in the chat, and please, you give me yours so I can follow up with you, okay? And let's see. I haven't mastered talking and typing, so bear with me.
Okay.
There we go. All right, Sylvia.
Okay.
Perfect. I got yours too. And I will reach out to you and let you know, because I will also emphasize, everyone go to the District 1 Toastmasters.org website. They have an event calendar. On that event calendar, they have all through the week, just about every week, they have all these initiating or preliminary programs to help people get started with pathways. Pathways, also Tech Tuesdays, how to work with Zoom, how to master different things. I just learned how to I have a executive meeting once a month, how to schedule once a month as opposed to every week. There's so many different things to learn, and we'll never learn them all. So don't get frustrated about it. Just say, okay, I'll put that on my list. What else I can learn?
Yes, definitely.
Yes, I will be very happy to help you get started, Sylvia.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Lola, for somebody who hasn't chosen a path yet, is there one that is kind of a general path?
Well,
Not specific as some of them?
Well, presentation mastery, I'm understanding a lot of people are taking that. That's the most popular one. I haven't taken it yet, but it is on my list to take after I finish effective coaching. I want to say this about all the paths. All of the paths have the same level 1, which is the first speech you will do on every path is the icebreaker. And people will say, why am I going to do an icebreaker already? I did it the first time I spoke. Well, I've decided every time I do my icebreaker for my new path, I tell my club members why I'm taking the path, what attracted me, what I'm excited about, what I hope to learn, how I will use it in my everyday life. Presentation mastery, I have this right here, and it says that it is, let's see, it is all about, this path helps you build your skills as an accomplished public speaker. So if you join Toastmasters to become an effective, efficient public speaker, presentation mastery may be a path you might want to look at. The projects on this path focus on learning how an audience responds to you and improving your connection with audience members. The projects contribute to developing and understanding effective public speaking technique, including speech writing, speech delivery, and this path culminates in an extended speech that will allow you to apply what you learned. Therefore, if you join Toastmasters to become a more effective, efficient communicator, I would then recommend presentation mastery. Okay. Anyone else have any more questions?
Oh yeah, Lola, I have one.
Yes, Hanley.
Yeah. I think for like, there's a way where you can email the evaluator form, like by email and type it in, like you don't have to like print it out and fill it out and scan it and turn it. I tried typing it in one time and I saved it, and then it turned out it didn't get saved, and then all my writing has been deleted.
Oh no. Okay, now you're really doing technical things right here, because there in Pathways there's something that says evaluation resources, and you can find each evaluation for every project. If you go click on that and you download that to your desktop, you should be able to type in it and save it.
Okay. Yeah.
Because a lot of the times I just play around with it until it works. And then if you ask me to backtrack, I have to learn that skill, how to go backwards and remember what I did. So I'm still learning too.
That, Lola?
Excuse me?
Where did you find that?
When you go to Pathways, they're going to say on the first page is evaluations and resources. And the evaluations, that page that you come on has every evaluation for every speech. Double click on it and save it to your desktop so you can open it. And when you open it, make sure you can type in it, because some of them you can't. And like Hanley said, he saved it and it didn't save because you had the PDF form. You want to make sure you can type in it and save it.
And this will let us do that?
Yes, I've done that because I've had to do evaluations for people, and in my club we use the free Toast host, and we can put our evaluations in the agenda, and the person who's evaluating downloads it, and we just type from it on screen.
Oh, that's great.
Well, that's very nice, because I was asked to evaluate my dear colleague Diane, and she had her name and the name of her speech on the form. And I said, oh, okay. So I went to type in it, but when I tried to email it to Diane, it didn't save anything that I had typed.
You got to make sure you
for
download
me,
that to look. You had it, right?
Yeah, lucky for me, I didn't delete what the original one that I was working from. And so what I did is that I screenshot my responses, because I didn't know any other way. So I screenshot what I wrote and then send it to Diane that way.
Yeah, we
just made it easier for me, because again, I didn't know, I'm not familiar with it. So I didn't know how I could possibly get it to Diane. And I thought, okay, screenshot and do it that way.
Very clever, Sylvia. And the most important thing is that Diane got your feedback. And there
Did you
is,
get my feedback, Diane?
Yeah.
see, she got it. That was the most important part. We create and we discover new things. But yes, you want to make sure you download it to your desktop. And then when you open it, make sure you can write on it and you save it. And you can see if you can save it by typing in your name, your title of your speech, and the person, whoever's going to evaluate it, save it, and you should be able to click on it again. Anything on your desktop, you should be able to open it and write on it. Unless it's a PDF. It's a PDF, you know you can't even write in that because it won't allow you to change anything.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, I think that,
Thank you for that tip. Appreciate it.
oh, my pleasure. My pleasure.
Lola,
Yes.
I do have, you said when a level is completed to go ahead and assign it to whatever club.
What happens is when you complete your level, you have to get it approved by your VPE or your president or secretary.
Right.
Once they approve it, that VPE has to go to the Club Central and put in your education awards.
Okay.
It's there. Then if you belong to more clubs, have a discussion with your VPE and ask them what they need, okay? Because that's how Joyce does it. She says, I need X amount of level ones. Lola, what are you gonna give me a level 5? Because if you get a level 4 or 5, you only need one of them, and that's how you get all of your DCP goals. Have a discussion with your VPE and see what they need. So as you complete the levels, you'll say which ones you're giving to which club. You're going to give them a level 1, a level 2, level 3, level 4, a level 5. That's all you can give. You don't have to give them, you don't have to do all of your speeches in your club. I'm doing a speech tonight and it's at your club. And I'm going to go back and I'm completing my level 4 elective. And I go in and I do the assessment. Once I get my written evaluations from Anna, and once I get that, I can go back in and complete after. And I've got a level 4 and I can say to Joyce, I'm giving you this level 4.
Okay.
You see?
Cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's, so this is entirely, you are in control. You are in the driver's seat. You get to choose who you want to give your resources, your riches, your money, which is like DCP goals are like money because the clubs that get all the DCP goals, they get money. So yes.
So Lola, a follow-up
Yes.
question to that. So now I hear you saying that each path has up to 5 levels.
Yes.
So can you stop a path, let's say at level 2, and then start another path?
You could. You could.
Or do you have to go through all 5 before you can go to another path?
I believe you can do whatever you want to do, but you have to ask yourself, how am I learning? Am I learning by going through this path? Because level 1 and level 2 are the same on all 11 paths, just about. On level 2, there might be, what communication styles do you have? Or it might be something different. But level 1s and level 2 are all the same on mostly all the paths. Only when you get to level 3, do you get into the meat and potato of the path. So all of level 1 are all gonna be your icebreaker, your first speech. You're gonna repeat that first speech. You're going to do an evaluation and then you're gonna do research and present. That level 1 is the same for all 11 paths, the exact same. So the question is, when do you wanna start learning the expertise in your path? If you're doing presentation mastery, how do you wanna learn? Do you wanna stop and start? Or do you wanna go straight through? You ask yourself that question.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, that kind of makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But it sounds like levels count different money.
No, they don't. Well, yes. Level 1, everybody does level 1 and level 2. That's why there's so many that's required. When you get to level 3, 4, and 5, the complexity increases. So you don't get a lot of people completing 4 and 5 right away. It takes time. I have to do an HPL, which is a high performance leadership project in my 4th level for effective coaching, which means I'm doing a project right now, which might take 3 or 4 months. So it increases in complexity and time. But level 1s and 2s, you read the stuff, you present a speech. The first speech is 4 to 6 and all the rest are 5 to 7. But when you get to level 3, 4, and 5, they get longer. Like this speech was 15 to 20 minutes that I just did today.
Are there fewer speeches as the levels progress?
You have to talk about everything that you do, everything that you do. In my high performance leadership project, I have to write a mission statement. So I've got to go and give a speech to my club, 5 to 7 minutes, about what my project is. Then I have to go off and start my project. I've got to go back to my club meeting and talk about how the project is going. And when I finish the project, I have to come back and give a speech on how the project worked from beginning to end. So you have to give a speech on everything that you do. I did a podcast and on my visionary communication. I did a podcast, and that took a while to interview people, to get the music and everything. And then I had to give a speech in my club about how I did it, and then present an episode of the podcast in my club. So yes, you have to talk about everything that you do.
This is almost like going to school for a master's or something.
Well, when you complete 2 paths, you get a DTM, and that is Toastmasters PhD program. So yes, you do put the work in. When people say distinguished Toastmasters, it only means that they completed the work. They did the work, they completed the work, they put the time and they put the energy in it. They were committed. We were committed. Ask Donna, ask Dolores. Those are DTMs. Ask Anna. They're DTMs. They put the work in.
Sounds a little different though than the manual way.
It's the same. It is the same. It's just that it sounds different, but as I said, I did the path for visionary communications, and I did the path for the Pathways Mentor, which is a year-long program, because you got to work with somebody for 6 months, and I did. So yes, it's a little more complex, intricate, but when you finish, you're going to say, I know about that path. I really know. I feel proficient with that path.
Oh, I like that.
Oh, yes. And you've got everybody around to support you, Sylvia. That's one thing that I love about Toastmasters and why I didn't leave, because anything I want to know, I put the word out and somebody responds, somebody reaches out.
Okay, that gives me some hope for myself.
Oh, I believe in you. I believe in you.
Because let me tell you, I just really kind of dug my feet in the ground and I didn't want to move. But June 30th, that was my cutoff.
That's right. That's right. And we're there. There's a Toastmaster on each side. We each have your arms and we're holding you up until you say, okay, I got this.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Lola, for those inspiring words.
Oh, you're so welcome, Sylvia.
So Lola, when you're at level 3, for instance, you really want to stay with doing 3, 4, and 5 with the same club.
With the same, it doesn't matter about the club. The fact is you have speeches to give. You have speeches, you have projects. You decide, in one of my clubs, like Rough Riders, there's a lot of speakers. Therefore, you have to get on the calendar, the agenda. District 1 Trailblazers, we just had an open house it was my son's birthday, which was my birthday. It's his appearance day, September 15th. And we had 5 guests. Wow. And they all joined. And they're all going on our agenda to do their icebreaker. That's how excited they are about getting started. So the ones who've been around, we're stepping back and we're going to evaluate them. We're letting them do the speeches. So I needed to complete this elective. I'm doing it right here. You asked me to speak, I'm speaking. So there's always a club. When people are trying, who is it? Jacob Daly, who was a brand new Toastmaster in July 2019. He was the assistant for one of my area directors. And every time I had a meeting, he was there. not the area director. And I said to him, why aren't you an area director? And he said, oh, and I had a position open and he took it. He went from CC to DTM in one Toastmaster year. By June 30th, he had completed all of his projects. Because why? He must have belonged to 10 different clubs, but he went to every club and gave speeches. He was talking every night. Every single night he was giving speeches.
Mm.
So you can do it. Just as long as you get that evaluation. You got the written evaluation, show it to your VPE and said, I did a speech. See, I did a speech. That's just to make sure that, but you know, most importantly, you know you did the speech.
So do they recommend that you show your VPE what your evaluation was? Or?
No, you have to just tell you have to have a conversation with the VPE and said, I'm on level 3 and I did my elective at D1 Trailblazers, or I did it at Rough Riders, or I did it at Echo Speakers. Anyone, you just let them know where you did it. The person who signs their names, they do it. And I think they're actually trying to create a speech-a-thon virtual where people can give their speeches, because they used to do them in person last year before we were mandated to stay at home. People were doing speech-a-thons so people can get the speeches in.
Yeah.
Right, because remember, we grow by doing. It's about doing, giving speeches and learning every time how you feel, how you react. The first time I was asked to be a Toastmaster, and this was at the awards presentation, and I think Marlo he asked me to be the Toastmaster, and I was so nervous. I had never been a Toastmaster before. I had a script and I stuck to that script up until I said, okay, this is the last thing I got to do. I relaxed and I went up and I called him Marlo Thomas. See, so, and I had no comeback. And he says, oh, so now I'm Marlo Thomas. And after that, I said, if that ever happens to me again, I can always say, I'm just checking to see if you're listening. But I would never, ever had a comeback if I didn't fail or if I didn't have the mistake. So you have to do, and you learn by doing. And that's what makes it so much more fun. It's the uncertainty that helps us grow.
That's a good comeback.
Now, after that, yeah, but I was like, oh my God, if I could have turned red, I would have turned red. But I felt red all over.
But people could relate to something like that, so that probably worked to your advantage.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was, everybody knew, well, yeah, everybody that was there, they knew who Marlo Thomas was,
Yeah.
and they knew it wasn't Marlo. So I put my number, I'll put my number, my email address for everyone. I gave it to Sylvia, but I have the email that is the District 1. So it's lola.love@district1toastmasters.org.
Did they not give you an exclamation point? They gave you that stupid dot.
They gave me the dot. Anna. Anna's my Rough Rider Toastmaster. Remember, she writes the most beautiful, descriptive, colorful, animated characters. I love hearing Anna's stories.
Oh, Lola Love.
An amazing writer. Amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Does anybody else have any questions for Lola? Such a great opportunity to have you with us.
Mm-hmm.
I actually like the dot, by the way.
You
Yeah.
like the dot. Well, my name is spelled Lola exclamation mark. And people, when they see it, they go, really? And you can see the smile and their energy rises, because I am a high energy coach. Because for you to get anything, or when you want to write, when you want to dream, when you want to plan or set goals, you want your energy to be at the highest, because that's when you do your best work. So people see my name, I'm at Pete's, and so your name, Lola exclamation mark, and they can have a drab face on, and they look up and they smile and they say, oh, I like that. So yes.
Mhm.
Is
I
there
think
a
the
story
artist
behind
Pink has an exclamation mark in her name too.
Oh, does she? Go
Yeah.
Pink. Yes, I love Pink. Yeah.
Is there a story behind the exclamation mark?
Well, Lola Love, I put an exclamation mark because, like, who was it? It was Jessica Allen when she was the District 1. And she was like, and now we have Lola Love. So, and and the first time that she did, I was like, yeah, I like that. I'm going to keep that. And I put that in. I put it in. And I can't put, when you do, a lot of times you can't put it in when you go online and you input your name, they won't accept the exclamation mark. And District 1 Toastmasters, no, it's not District 1, Toastmasters International has accepted my exclamation mark because all of my designations and certificates and awards comes with the exclamation mark. At first they wouldn't do it. And I'm like, wait a minute, you've got like 147 countries and they've got people with all kinds of signs and lines and stuff to the name and you won't accept mine. Jessica Allen made it happen. Okay, I'll say that. She made it happen.
A
Excellent
creative and
presentation.
original. Like it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lola, for that.
I mean, my pleasure, Handlin.
Okay, so I think we know more about pathways now, but we got your email address if we want to ask you any questions on the chat, lola.love@district1toastmasters.org. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty clear now, I guess. We can like go look it up, pathways, get it going, set your path and accomplish those goals, and you're on your way to a DTM. At least that's my goal now. Okay.
Right.
Okay. So now I think we're finished with the speech. So should we take our break right now?
Well, we want to get our timers report first.
All right, sorry. What was our timer? Donna? Timers report.
Okay, the speech was 15 minutes and 45 seconds. And the answer session was 27 minutes and 9 seconds, but the answer session was fantastic. Thank you so much for that answer session.
Okay, thank you, Donna.
So are we gonna take what, 5 minutes?
Yeah, so I think we should take a 5-minute break. So you just set that timer for 5 minutes and we'll see you later. Thank you.
So what do we do for 5 minutes? We can talk to each other or?
Yeah,
you
you
want to
can
do? Sure.
go ahead and talk, use the restroom or whatever you like.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, just.
Or is it a 5-minute mandatory silence period?
Oh, no.
No.
It's, yeah, you could just, socialize, whatever.
Okay.
Lola, one of the things I'm going to do is go get those evaluations printed or saved over there.
Yes, I'm actually going online now so I can give you the exact, if my computer will keep moving, the line stopped. Okay, so now I'm in. So I'm going to Pathways and I'm going to Basecamp and then I am going to access my path, go to Basecamp, and then it says, so you have, when you get to Basecamp, it says Pathways and Learning Education Transcript, then it says Speech Evaluations, access any project speech evaluation resource. I'm clicking on that, and then it says, and now it says Speech Evaluation Pathways. They got questions, scroll down to evaluation resources, and they list every evaluation form there: active listening, advanced mentoring, building a social media presence. Let me see, I did today, this one was called question and answer session. Let me look up that one. That's the one. Okay, I'll click on that. And it says launch. And when you launch it, the page comes up and there's a blue line across, which means you can write in it. Okay. And when you finish with it, you save as, and it should, or you can export it in, okay, so it says export as a PDF, but you can save it. And when I save and I write mine, I save mine to my desktop. That's where I save mine to it. Okay. And that's how you know you can write on it, because it's a blue line where it has the name. Okay.
So it looks to me like when you, as the evaluator, send that to the person that you have evaluated, you want to save that as a PDF.
Right, so they can't change it. Right.
Right.
Exactly. So when you save it on your desktop, then you can actually, when you save in your desktop, you can go back into it. Let me save this to my desktop right here. Save as, and it's going to be evaluations so-and-so 8413E, 8413E, already there, replace it with this, and then I get out of this, and I'll go over to my 8413E evaluation. And now I can write on it because it's blue, and I put my name. And then I can save, and it's saved to my desktop. Okay, so yes, so there's, if you go into your pathways and you go to Basecamp, and then you get to that Basecamp page, they've got your educational transcript, then they've got resources. Just scroll down until you see all of them. Double click on it and it'll open up. Save it to your desktop, because you're going to see it has the blue, and that allows you to write on it. The one that's at the end of the program, when you're going through your project online, and then they say resources and they have the evaluation, that's the one you can't write on. Okay, because I've tried that. But the one that you get from the Basecamp page, you can, and save it.
How do you get to Basecamp?
Okay, so when you sign into Toastmasters.org, it'll ask you. Let me go back to that page for you.
You can share screen.
Oh, I can. All right. So
yeah.
All right. Here we go. Share screen. I'll go back to my here Toastmasters.org. Okay, so let me go into this one.
So this is mine.
Oh, you're sharing yours. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll stop my share. Okay. We go on to yours.
And that one's yours, Lola.
Oh, okay. So here we are. You see where it says pathways right here?
Yeah.
You click on pathways. Okay. It says go to Basecamp.
Okay, got it. Let's see.
And I'm going.
Go to Basecamp. Okay.
So I'm actually in District 1 Trailblazers. It doesn't matter if I'm this one or Rough Riders, but I'm gonna go to Basecamp from District 1. So now you have paths and learning education transcripts, but you're going to speech evaluations. And then you're going to scroll down. See, it says all of the education evaluation resources. If I was to click on the one that Anna's doing for me today, which is questions and answers, and then it says launch. Okay, launch it. And there it is. And I can type my name. See?
Okay.
Did everybody see that?
Yes.
Yes.
And then if I save it, save as, I can you can rename this if you want to. See. Let me see. Q&A. I can't believe I'm doing this. I can't wait to talk to my son tonight and tell him that I did this, okay? He's not gonna believe that I had a Q&A, all right? And it says, see, I'm saving it to my desktop. So if I get out of this and I get out of this,
Hmm.
let me get out of this and go back to my, let me go out of this. Hide these, hide pages. And on my desktop, Lola, let's see,
Ooh.
Lola's Q&A. I got so much stuff in here. This is like paper, everybody.
Magical mirror.
Could it be pathways evaluations?
No, I put it on the, here we go, Lola Love right here, Q&A.
Oh.
And so here we are. And you see I can still type in it. And today's date is 9/24. So, and so you can see, so it comes up and then I can save this on my desktop again. And it's there. So when I want to go into, to email it, and if I compose and I want to add it, there it is, Lola Love Q&A, and I'm opening it. And so that it's going to be in my, in the email that I'm going to send to whoever's doing my evaluation. Did everybody see that?
Yes,
Okay.
I did.
All right. Henley, did you see that?
Yes, I see it. Yeah.
Okay. So it actually saved it on my desktop. I was able to grab it and attach it to an email if I was sending it to myself, and I would just send it.
Can you open the PDF file and see if it's saved? Did you save it already? Okay. Just want to make sure it's still, your name is still on it.
Okay, let me go back to my desktop. Okay.
You typed in your name, I think, and then.
Yeah, here we go. See, there it is.
Oh, there it is. All right, cool.
Yep.
I have to save it on my desktop.
Save it on your desk. As long as you see that blue line, that means you can write. All right, and it saves.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Okay. You're so, I don't believe it. But you know how come I can do this? Because I've been, like I did one whole path and I was doing this. I don't know if I was actually, doing that in the beginning, but by doing it again and again and again and again, it's actually starts creating a routine in my brain that I was able to do it. In the beginning, I was just hitting buttons, or I would call Janelle or Joyce or somebody to ask them to walk me through it. Don't be afraid to ask somebody, or to Wanda. Don't be afraid to reach out and say, hey, can you help me? If you call me, I'm gonna say, let me get on the page with you and let's see if we can walk it through it. But there are people like Janelle and Joyce and Tawanda, and they know what they're doing and they can just tell you how to do it.
I'm
Well, I'm learning too.
I'm stuck with taking the assessment
Okay, which assessment?
to figure out which path the system recommends.
Well, the system will recommend a path, but you get to choose what you want. So
Right, but I've never taken the assessment, so I'd like to take it.
take it.
I don't know how to get there.
Okay, let's go back again. So in other words, remember when you check in, it's going to ask you, do you want to take the assessment or do you want to go to base camp? Hit pathways and it'll ask you, let me see if I can do that. Toastmasters, and I'll tell you exactly how to do that. Toastmasters.
Can I share mine so you can tell me on mine?
Okay, sure. Let's see. Okay, so when you get to hit pathways, it says choose a path. Stop. Okay, let me see your screen. All right, you got to go back to the front. Go back to welcome, Sylvia. Click that.
Welcome
Up
here?
top here. Here,
Oh, up here?
Yeah, go hit that, yes. Okay, see where it says choose a path? Right here, choose a path.
In the middle?
Yeah, see what it says? Choose a path, first path is free. So you have never chose a path. Click here, choose a path. Oh no, choose a path right there, click that, right. Okay, and you got it, keep going down. And so, let's see, how would you like to access your, let me read it a little bit. Digital resources, absolutely. See, so all you have to do is read. So how would you like to select your learning path? So you can either select this one or view path actions or take assessment. Did you take the assessment already?
Oh, no, I've never taken it.
Okay, so now you can do it. Take online assessment, continue.
Okay.
And then it says start, and you start. Since you want to do it, by all means, try everything.
Oh,
See?
okay.
Select 3 topics you are interested in learning about from this list below. Then you get to pick.
Okay. Well, then how are they going to assess me?
Well, that's AI, artificial intelligence. You're going to pick three topics you are interested in learning about from the list below. Pick 3.
Ah,
And you have
how
to
many
click
times can I take this assessment?
once.
Only once?
Well,
Okay, I'm going to have to think about this.
Okay, so but now you know how to go back and get on it, right?
I believe so. I
Once
start
you
here,
so take an assessment online. That's right.
and then I go here.
Yes.
Then I gotta select this one, and then I gotta go here, and
That's
then it
right.
goes continue,
That's right.
and
And
then
so
I do
when
start. Okay.
when you pick them, artificial intelligence is going to say, based on your choices, we're recommending this path for you. You could either take the path they recommend, or you can say, well, no, I want to do this. Okay.
Okay. Wow. And these are the 11 paths that you see.
No,
Okay.
right.
Nope.
No, these are just topics you're interested
Oh,
in
these are
learning
just
about.
topics of
These are just
interest.
topics.
Okay,
You've got more questions that they're going to ask, and you're going to look at them and choose. Yes. And when
okay,
you finish
okay.
when they finish their survey, they'll come up with a path that they think, based on your answers, that you would like.
Okay, got it. Okay. I need to learn how to do this like quick, because I will be helping my teammates, my club members, do the same.
Okay.
Let's see how many of us. 1, 2, 3, 4. About 5 of us are going to have to be choosing a path pretty soon.
Yes, because everybody should have chosen a path by now, because the first one is free. Otherwise, you're leaving money on the table. Okay, you've paid for it and you haven't gotten what you paid for.
Exactly. Okay, well, this is good. I think a good starting point for me. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
My pleasure.
So I think our 5-minute break was already up a while ago, but it's okay. I mean, free to talk about anything you want. So let's see what's next on our schedule.
My apologies.
It's okay, no problem.
No, this is
Wait,
really good. Yeah.
Wait, so we have Dolores, you're our Toastmaster. Are you gonna introduce our general evaluator?
Well, we have the one evaluator.
Okay.
And so I'd like to introduce Anna, who will evaluate Lola's speech.
My Rough Rider.
Thank you, Dolores. First of all, Lola love, it's interesting that you said DCP goals are like money and you yelled at me to do your evaluation. I am charging $20 an evaluation. I don't know if Donna told you, but you can just PayPal it. Okay, now I want to start, and I hope you don't take this the wrong way, but
It's an evaluation. I would never, ever take anything wrong.
Just wait. It's very pertinent to you and your speech. When I first met Lola, I didn't meet her. I saw her all the time because she was everywhere. And Lola was always on. She was bigger than life. And I was like, I do not want to like that woman. She is just too much. And once you get to know Lola, she is so amazing. And the thing that really jumped out of your speech, the first question is, what did you do well? What jumps out about you, Lola, is how warm you are, about how caring you are, about how important it all is to you. You said things like, I believe in you, Sylvia. You made it absolutely personal for everybody and put yourself out there for them. And you drew everybody into your speech with that. When you first started, you had that introduction about this is your life and you get to choose how you live it. Go for surprises. You were just so bigger than life and encouraging and welcoming to your life and to Toastmasters. And it was really wonderful to listen to you. It was just so genuine. And that's one of your main things as a speaker, is that you're so genuine and so welcoming and so happy and so generous and so just a great, warm, wonderful speaker that everybody wants to be your friend. Now I want to be your friend, Lola. I was such a moron before. So there's that. That is your biggest thing. You're joyful and wonderful. You immediately engaged the audience. You talked right to, I'm so into the speaker, I forget her name. Not Marie. Oh my goodness. Diane. Diane, you immediately drew Diane in and got her involved and asked for her opinion and offered your help to her. So that was wonderful. Let's see, what else do I have to say about this? You're very knowledgeable and you're very eager to share all your knowledge. So all of that was great. And you also talked about confidence, and you just exude confidence. When you gave all your information, you knew everything that you wanted to talk about, and you hit on all the points that people want to know. Now, the one thing I would say, and I love that you brought in Jim Paget. He's so funny. So that was great too. You missed the evaluation. You talked about how Toastmasters is so helpful because everybody's there with pathways to guide you and help you. The one thing about, I've sat through a couple of these pathway speeches, and it's not you per se. I think it's the format of the speech of pathways is that everybody sort of explains what it is, not what it is, but like there's these paths and you do the paths. And it's sort of like teaching somebody to swim. And instead of saying you go like this and you get in the water, you say, well, you put on a suit and you get in the water and the water's wet. It doesn't really explain what you're doing. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
So in the old way, you would say, first you get your CC and then you have manuals and then 2 more manuals. And then the leadership, you do this and then you do the second role. So it was a very clear path to DTM. And I know I've seen a chart about how you still have to be a coach or a mentor, and you still have to be so there are all these parts in it that I think are missing when people explain what the program is. It's not the whole thing that people talk about. So I would like to see that incorporated so people really understand what they're looking for and what they want to do with this. But overall, Lola, it's always just a pleasure to hear you speak. It's wonderful. I like your little anecdotes that you throw in. The thing about Marlowe is interesting because the first time I was a Toastmaster in the district, there was one competitor, and it was Uche Akatobi. And I practiced that name, Uche Akatobi, Uche Akatobi. I had it down, and I got up there and I said, Uche, and I lost my confidence completely and stumbled over it, and he just laughed at me. So it was good for you to share that too, to make people feel comfortable. So all in all, it was a fabulous speech, and I will send you a written evaluation for free, Lola Love.
Thank
Thank you.
Thank you. And that's good to know about forming a speech, because I do pathway speeches a lot to incorporate the leadership portion of it and what it entails. Thank you.
Well, just the steps to be DTM. That's kind of not a part of it anymore that people talk about.
Right?
Yeah.
Right.
But nice job. Good job, Lola.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anna. And Donna, could we have a timer's report, please?
5 minutes, because I love Lola Love.
4 minutes.
We all do.
What was it?
You did a good job. It was a good job. Thank you.
Donna.
Okay. Thank you, Donna. So I'm going
You know what? Can I tell a Donna anecdote now too?
Okay.
The first time I was like an area governor, we had, I was with Mattel Toastmasters, and the CEO of Mattel Toastmasters was at this meeting because Giovanna wrangled him into it. So I was up there speaking, and I said, Donna was a timer, and she was sitting in the front, and I got right to 3 minutes, and she started waving this red card around, and I was so shaken. I said, Area C, whatever, was when I was first indicted. And then I said, indicted, I'm inducted. The CEO was sitting there like, what a jackass. So thank you for not waving your card around, Donna.
Okay. Thank you, Anna. So I'll just make some general comments about our meeting. And Lola, you are so good at this. I wish I knew a third of this. It's just so much to absorb. But I learned so much from you tonight. I didn't know I could print this out. So that's going to be very helpful for me. Maybe others could do this without printing, but I feel more comfortable with a printed page. And now I know I can save all those evaluation forms. That's a real help because you can forget about the evaluation form while you're trying to work on your speech.
Mhm.
And I think you also said that if you wanted to, you could attach that to the agenda. Did you say that, or did I just think I heard that?
Well, we use Free Toast Host, and Free Toast Host, we go in and sign up for a role. So if I was doing this at my club meeting, I would have put in my speech title, my introduction, and I would have attached my evaluation form, and whoever was evaluating me could download it from our agenda, which is online.
Okay. And that might, for our club, that might be good for us to just send our evaluation form to Donna as the person who prepares our agenda, because she will know who's going to be the evaluator. So she would forward that to our evaluator for the speech. I think that would work for Harbor Lights and maybe other clubs too. But I've learned so much. I want to find out from the others, like Diane, did you get a lot from Lola tonight?
Yes,
Yeah.
Dolores, thank you for that question. What she did for me was set me in the right direction. I thought I had to, well, I chose two paths because I belong in three clubs and I do speak at all three, but I thought I had to do all 5 levels first before I would have, I'm VP in my home club, so I needed the president to look at what I had input, my completions, and she could not find it. I don't know why. She's having a difficult time. So I'm going to suggest that, I know how to do the basics. I'm going to suggest that she goes on and look it up, or rather take the workshops on Diction One. Because besides being the VP, I'm the secretary, so she's the only one who could complete this.
For you, yes. Right.
Yes, and I can't wait till all the new members we have get to be an officer so that it's spread out and
Yes.
more people get to learn how to do pathways.
Yes.
But I thank you for opening up my eyes. I
You're
really
welcome.
fell short of that.
Well, that's why I became the VPE of my club for 2 years, because I wanted to learn how to do base camp.
Okay.
And I joined D1 Trailblazers because Joyce, the Pathways Ambassador, was the founder and the president, and she gave workshops. That's what our club is about. We do workshops in the second half. We have 2 meetings a month, and the second meeting is always a workshop. Our next workshop is October 20th, and it's how to find pictures to put into your presentations. It's going to be done by Keong Ung, and that's what that one was about. Shirley did one on the emotional speaking, your emotional part of speaking during your presentation, and everybody has fears, and what do you do to deal with your fears? So we have workshops once a month.
Great. That's wonderful.
And it's on the calendar, the District 1 calendar. That's really where you want to go, because Diane, they have workshops for the base camp managers, and your president, it would benefit her if she learned how to make sure that she approved you and then went into the Club Central and gave you the credit.
Okay.
It's important for you. You do the work, you gotta get rewarded.
Yeah.
Definitely. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're so lucky. You decided to not stop at CC, is all I have to say, Lola.
That was it. 10 speeches, get my CC, and that was it. But I got addicted.
You got hooked.
And Hanley, are you going to, did you get some ideas about what you'll sign up for?
You mean like which path?
Yes.
I'm gonna go for the persuasion path, persuasive.
Mm.
Yeah, I think I need to work on that. I feel like that's pretty useful.
Very useful.
Yeah.
So you're comfortable after listening to Lola that you know how you're going to do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I got it now, pretty much. Yeah. Gotta give a lot of love to Lola Love.
No, thank you, Hanley.
Yeah.
You know what else? I like that your friend Hanley told us that he calls you Han, which is so like Star Wars and like, you know, fightery. We should all call you Han, and then you
Han.
like,
People call me
Yeah.
Han Solo at work as a nickname.
do they?
Yeah, so
They call you Lee?
I get that. Not so much Lee, but mostly Han or Han Solo.
Han Solo, yeah.
I like that. Who knew?
Yeah.
So Sylvia, did you want to say anything about what you've learned from Lola tonight?
I did attend tonight's meeting. Thank you, Donna, for inviting me because I felt it was necessary for me to start actively looking into which path I'm going to start on and so that I can mentor, like I said. For instance, let me just tell you how my club is looking right now. My friend Ted and I joined together, and he's still part of the club, but he hasn't chosen a pathway either. My daughter just came back from Kansas, and so she's back with Toastmasters, and I know she hasn't chosen a path either. My girlfriend joined last month. No, not last month. Maybe 2 months ago, maybe 3 months ago. And she hasn't chosen a path. And then we have a new member, hopefully, and I know he's going to need to choose a path. So there's 5 of us that need to choose paths right away. And then Donna had, but Diane had chosen paths. She had 2 paths, so she has her work cut out for her. And so I figured, okay, I better just support Diane, support myself, support the team. So it was very significant to me. And thank you very much for the invitation. And I loved the presentation, Ms. Love.
Thank you, Sylvia. And all those people on your team, why don't you all go through it together? How I learned a lot of this. Joyce would give in-person workshops at the library in El Segundo. And the first time she did it, everyone had to have a device and everybody had to move on together. We could not move until everybody had completed what she told us to do. So that team of yours selecting a path, you are now doing the assessment, get them all to that page and all of you do the assessment together.
That is a really good idea. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Sounds good. Donna, did you have anything you'd like to add?
I thought the question and answer session was really good. I learned a lot, and I knew about printing your path, but sometimes they don't let you print. I even had an email Postmasters International about it, and I don't know, they really didn't address the issue. Most of the time I can print the path, so which is good. Thank you.
Because Donna and I have worked on that before, and dealing with my frustration of not being able to print. So sometimes we could figure out something, and sometimes it just didn't work.
Well, let me know, Dolores, how it works out for you, or we can get together on Zoom and I can walk you through it.
Okay, great.
All right.
Thank you. And Anna, do you have anything further you'd like to say?
I did a 5-minute evaluation, Dolores.
You did that.
It was just very good.
It was.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Lola. We really appreciate the time and effort that you've spent educating us. It's a pleasure to have you. We'd like to have you come whenever you have some spare time. We're here now at 5 o'clock instead of 7.
It's a good time. It's a great time.
It is. It works out for us. So I'd like
Luckily, there are membership slots, Lola. There are some membership slots too, Lola.
There are. Listen, I belong to 2 clubs. And this year, no. Remember, I was a division director last year. And this is me chilling this year. I was asked to be the club growth director. And I'm like, oh no.
enough. Okay,
So, excuse me, I'm sorry, but are we switching names of like membership? Is it Club Growth now?
Oh, no. The district has a district director. It has a club a program quality director and a club growth director. That's like the trio. And I was
Oh,
asked
okay.
to be on the trio, and it took away from what I was doing. So I limited myself this year to just 2 clubs.
Okay. Because I did hear that we might change the names of the officers.
Oh.
We'll see. We haven't heard that. Well, I'm going to introduce our president and joke master for the evening. Please welcome Hanley, or Han.
Hanley, before you begin,
Yeah.
I didn't want to put it in chat. I just want to thank all of you for having this session tonight. I loved it. I love you, Lola, but I have a meeting at 7, so I have to get on it right away. Thank you, everyone. Be safe and well.
You
Good
too,
night.
Diane. All
Bye,
right, good
Bye,
night.
Jen.
Bye, Diane.
Night.
Yeah. All right. So thank you, Dolores. And this joke is actually for Dolores. I mean, you love cats, so I think you'll enjoy this one. Why can't cats use computers?
Can you say that one more time?
Why can't cats use computers?
Because they will eat the mouse.
Yeah, that's close enough.
Oh, good.
Because they only want to chase the mouse. Yeah, that was pretty close though.
Good.
Very good.
That was close. Thank
Oh,
you.
that was a good guess, Sylvia.
I love my mouse. I like it better than the pad on the computer. You know, the one where you have to like, no.
Yeah. I thought it was like they had a bad meowser or something. So
But of course, Anna,
that
yes.
was better, Sylvia. That was much better.
Fat mouser, okay.
That's fine.
Oh.
Aw.
Joke master.
And Anna, are you ready for being poet laureate?
Of course, I searched for an appropriate poem. I really thought I would hate this job, but I am loving being the poet laureate. So tonight's poem is called The Pathway, appropriately enough, by Jenny Justice. Now, Jenny Justice is a poet mom who longs to bring poetry to life in ways that spark empathy, connection, joy, and feeling. She loves writing love poems, climate change awareness poems, poems for kids, and of course, poems about poetry and poets. You can follow her on Medium and at Jenny Justice Writer. You can support her on Patreon, of course, and you can follow her poetry at Justice Poetic. The Pathway. He said that what he just read couldn't possibly be poetry because he understood it easily. It did not twist him or turn him, confused and chaotic letter soup, did not smother or scare like tradition, did not preen or prance like a peacock. It was just there, words in an order, spaces and sounds like a gentle pathway to follow. From one observational moment to another, to a feeling, to some form of conclusion, to the walk home after. Feeling somehow touched, seen, heard, okay, because of reading what he had read. And because, new gift in hand, he was able to keep it with him a bit, with clarity, a lantern, a flashlight, to shine on his pathway wherever it leads this moment, this day. Mr. President.
Wow.
Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you very much, Anna. Beautiful poem. Okay. All right. So we are now reaching at the end of our meeting. We have still 2 guests. One, my friend just left, so it's now only 2 guests, but I think he had some important issues to take care of. So we would like to ask the guests how they think about the meeting for tonight, even though it was mostly just Lola that was speaking. But anything you want to say? Like,
I do.
start with Lola, I guess.
I want to applaud you guys for taking care of yourselves. You wanted information, you asked me to present it, and you asked the questions, and then you devoted a whole meeting to getting clear with what you need to do to actually benefit from being a Toastmaster and utilizing the new educational program, I applaud you, because that's what communication is about, being clear about what you want. So you guys set the bar for taking care of yourselves first. Excellent meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lola. And Sylvia, would you like to say something about our meeting tonight, or what you think?
You see my light. I want to thank you, Donna, for inviting me. This was a very educational meeting. I really enjoyed your guest presenter. And I think you guys are doing a great job, because I feel the energy between you. And I wish you the best. Hopefully, if Donna invites me again, I'll return. Because I really don't work on Thursday, so it kind of works for me.
Yeah.
I work Sunday through Wednesday, so. But thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Sure, it was a pleasure having you join us.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
You have an open invitation, Sylvia. You don't have to
Thank
wait
you,
for an invitation.
Anna. Appreciate it.
yeah. I was gonna tell Acro, like, the next meeting, it would be really interesting for him to participate, but it's okay. It's just his first meeting. All right, so
Any people volunteering for the next meeting?
I guess I'll go speak. I'll be the speaker next meeting.
What are you gonna do?
Speaker.
Victor?
Yeah.
Hanley, will you be on Pathways by then?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go on Pathways and try to complete those guidelines on the pathway.
Yeah, that'll be your icebreaker then,
Oh, it's an icebreaker.
right?
So,
Yes.
yeah.
4 to 6
This
minutes.
is my first speech, right? As
Yes.
speaker. Yeah. Okay, I'll do an icebreaker then.
How about Dolores? Did you want to do your speech?
Okay. Be a speaker.
Any other volunteers?
You can put me wherever you need me.
Okay.
What are you going to do, Donna? Glazed over your job.
I don't know what I'm gonna do. Okay, I guess that's what we have for right now.
Anyone else?
I think that's it.
Who wants to be table topics master?
I'll do that. I like table topics.
Can I do it? Okay, Anna. Thank you, Anna. And then we'll just, if anyone wants to later add some roles, you can contact Donna.
Right.
Text message or
She'll contact you.
contact you.
Right,
Okay.
Donna?
All right. Thank you, everyone, for coming tonight. It was a great meeting. Thank you, Lola, for your speech. And it was very, very informative and helpful. We learned a lot from you. And hopefully we can see you again someday.
Of course, Dolores knows how to find me. She always
Oh, I
does.
do.
Can we find out what kind of chair Lola is sitting upon? What is behind you?
This is a gamer's chair. Okay. I had a regular chair and they were so bad, and my son gave me a chair and that got bad. And I was walking through Staples and they had it on the floor for like $99, and it was a gamer chair. And I didn't have the $99 then, but I sat in it and I said, that's the chair I need to sit in, because we do a lot of sitting, and the gamers, they stay in their chairs for hours. This is a gamer's chair, and it has a thing for your neck and it has your lower back.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Looks good.
Yeah, that looks like one of those professional gamers that I see on
Yes.
YouTube.
Well, I don't have, they have top of the line. This is
Yeah.
right. I had to check it out and see how it was, and it's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Looks
cool.
comfortable.
Yeah.
It is much comfortable from what I had before. Yes. I would get up and my back would hurt. This one I don't. Yeah.
Okay, so does anyone have anything to say before we close our meeting?
Just thank you so much, Lola.
Okay.
You're the best.
Yeah, thank you, Lola.
Thank you, Dolores.
All right.
All right. Anna, see you Monday.
See you.
Bye, Donna.
Our
Monday, right.
our meeting is adjourned at 6:43 p.m. So everyone have a good night. I'll see you in 2 weeks. All right.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Thank you. Good night, everyone. Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye, Donna.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay, how many got your class? Okay, I'm left. Okay. Oh.